Some of the greatest people in history chose self-isolation for weeks and sometimes months on end to come out the other end more successful than they could have ever imagined. They took that time to meditate on a deep wisdom that came from their Creator, to really understand what they can do for the world that would lead them to their greatest, most purposeful contribution. I'm reading a book called Harmony right now, which was written by Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales. And it's such a wonderful book because in it there's such great lines. For example, he says, "It is perhaps not so understood as it should be that so much of the wisdom I am referring to came to humanity from revelation. It comes about when a person practices great humility and achieves a mastery over the ego so that the knower and the known effectively become one." I'm just getting through the early parts of the book, but so far everything that I'm reading resonates so strongly with me. I'm actually quite excited about the inspiration and the wisdom that I'm gaining from this. Take advantage of this time and tap into your deepest wisdom and watch miracles happen. Perhaps we can all share wisdom with one another during this time of isolation. In fact, I've also taken it upon myself to learn about the Chinese and what they did during their lockdown. A Shanghai-based cosmetic company, Forest Cabin, had to shut down most of their stores during their lockdown in China. It was a very difficult time for them where they lost more than 90% of their sales. The founder had said that they only had 2 months before they would have to file for bankruptcy. So they turned to live streaming as a last-ditch effort to connect with consumers. They trained their sales staff to host live streams from their phones. In 15 days, they beat last year's sales by more than 45%. And the founder himself even hosted the Valentine's Day special online to result in the sales of more than 400,000 bottles of their moisturizer. Now, as they're settling into their post-corona phase, they've come to realize that their online sales accounts for 90% of their business, whereas before it was only 25%. They've just added an extra revenue stream by thinking and focusing on how to be the best version of themselves during a very difficult time. Another example is Maizu Dongpo, one of the most popular Chinese restaurants who saw 94% cancellation rate during their Chinese New Year alone. So what did they do? They also took to the online live streaming opportunity, and their chefs started teaching their recipes online and selling key ingredients through their online store. This allowed the restaurant to really develop a secondary revenue stream through their online store, realizing that key ingredients could be the key to their success. So what are you going to do when you're out of this lockdown? How are you going to come out bigger and better and more successful than ever before? You know it's possible.